Greetings, shepherds and lastly. This is Dan Stevens with news and notes from around the Presbytery. I've just come today from our Mission Insight workshop that we had, and we had about 20 participants come from a number of different churches all around the Presbytery to come and participate in a webinar where they could learn some of the introductory skills involved in using Mission Insight. Mission Insight has been paid for by the Presbytery and by our Synod to allow all of our churches to access this web-based demographic research tool for free. When you learn how to use this tool, which uses Google Maps and some other software and research devices, you can learn just about everything there is to know about the people who live in the neighborhoods around your church. You can also use the system to order materials and order databases through which you can do direct mail to reach people in your community. In particular, you can reach people who have just moved into your community within the last 30 days. This is a wonderful tool, and for the most part, it's free for any of our members of our congregations to use. The only thing you would need to pay for is if you happen to buy one of those mailing lists of people in your area, and there is a charge per person, per name, per address for that service. I encourage you to go on our website, the Presbytery's website, and look for the link to Mission Insight. On our website you can find the passcode and everything you need to become a registered user of this system. And then on the Mission Insight website you can find and see instructional videos and learn how to contact customer support and do all the things you need to do to make the most of that system. You can also give me a call here at the office and I can help get you connected with that system. I've been thinking back, of course, over this past several days about the tragic incident in Colorado, that horrific time where the shooter appeared in the movie theater. And as sad and heartbroken as I am about that event, and I continue to be, it's also in the wake of that event that I remember some of the reasons why I'm grateful to be a Presbyterian. One of those reasons is because we as Presbyterians do know something about how to care for one another, how to come together in prayer and worship, and how to reach out to those who are trying to come to some sort of sense after a trauma. I know that members of our Presbyterian Disaster Assistance National Response Team have already been to Colorado and are working with survivors and members of that community to help them heal. I'm also grateful to be a Presbyterian after the events of the past week because we're a denomination and a group of people who have not shied away from finding ways that our faith may impact the public life of our nation. Now that doesn't mean that we pick particular candidates that we recommend to our congregants or anything like that, but we do take the time and understand that it's a part of our faith to take a look at current events and the policies of our country and our states and our local governments and see, does that line up with our convictions as Presbyterians? And if those things don't line up, then we have a voice that we can share in the public arena. I think in the wake of this gun violence, it's particularly helpful for all of us to review our own denomination's statements that have come from General Assembly and our policies that have to do with violence of all sorts and with gun violence in particular. No matter where you stand on the issue of gun control or Second Amendment rights, I think probably all of us can agree that something isn't working when something happens like it did in Colorado. And together as Presbyterians, with our faith in the Prince of Peace, we can find a way to come together and have a common voice to work together for a safer society for all of us. Well, friends, as you wrestle with the questions of faith and life, I pray and I know that God will be with you and with all of us in the weeks to come.